What is enlightenment?
Enlightenment to me so far is that in my case it's trying to get rid of the majority of fear that tends to control my life. So it's a lot about not the freedom of not having fear, of doing something because you want to do it, and it's the freedom to be who you are, good or bad, and ugly, all of that.
Enlightenment is that point at which I can allow myself to be fully human and not feel guilty about it. That's my definition.
Enlightenment, to me, is the dissolution of the lower self. It's a permanent dissolution. And
Of the lower self?
of the lower self, what I often call the ego.
Enlightenment would be to have the same response to sorrow as I would have to joy. To be equanimous about the meaning and the influence that being joyful or being sorrowful would have on the way I feel.
Whatever it is in the moment that there is to revel in, that if you're really in it, that's kind of that's what it's about.
This is how you do it. You just are present. I mean, you know, they live every moment so currently. So, you know, they eat when they're hungry, they sleep when they're tired, they play when they have energy, they ask for what they want, to me they're just real Zen masters.
Enlightenment for me is tying into that still point where I'm not being dragged one way or the other. Unless I choose to and I want to have fun and the joy or the misery.
When we understand that the observer, it's always within you. When you understand that there's always the wisdom there with you, that you don't really have to reach any place else. That if you go deep inside that mystery that exists within you, you find the power, the incredible power.
But I think the enlightenment is that we are. We are a power, or we contain a power, or we can get a power that is greater than ourselves within us.
As long as you know you're okay with yourself, that for me is enlightenment. As long as I care about myself and love myself, that for me is enlightenment. As long as I know who I am, I think I know the divine mystery.
Another thought that occurred to me was that whatever answer I give to the question, what is enlightenment, is definitely not it. So what's the point in saying anything? So that was why I was not moved to say anything for a long time, is because by definition the answer is not it. And I'm sure that in every philosophical tradition there's some equivalent maxim, like I think that in Taoism, the Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. In other words, whatever the answer is, that's not enlightenment. That's just the flavor of the day.
Niti, niti. N-I-T-H-I, N-I-T-H-I. That niti, niti has a variety of meaning. One niti is not this. The other variety is not that. What is God then? It is not this, it is not that. It is beyond that. What is beyond that? Who the hell knows? What is then? I don't know.
it's like when I'm really doing the best, when I have those moments, when I have those glimpses of peace, I just see that we're all one. And that anything I do to you, I'm doing to me. So hurting you is hurting me. Fighting you is fighting me. And that's insanity.
Recognize our lack of separateness when we remember how connected we are to everything and everyone, and that there is no separation.
When you understand that we are part of God
Yes.
and a creation of God,
Yeah.
This is enlightenment to me. You know, sharing and caring. It's what drove me, what made me late. I figured this was more important than what I was doing. So this is enlightenment.
And to me, enlightenment is the understanding that we made it all up. We put all the meaning there is in this world there. And enlightenment is the understanding that we created it, and we could have created it differently. That our life, our world doesn't have to be the way it is. And when we finally understand that all of the meaning in this world was created by us, I find that very freeing, because that leaves us free to change whatever part we want to change.